I'm iHeartIndie, and I'm your indie game discoverer, discovering all this quirky, cool little unique indie games for you. Today we're going to look at Carrion. I'm going to tell you the type of game it is, how it feels to play, the visual and auditory experience, and what I like or dislike about it. And finally, if you should actually get it. So I played this for Xbox for Windows, and I played about 5 to 6 hours of it. I wanted to play this till I locked all of the abilities. You could see the abilities in the 4 corners, and one on the upper right will be locked depending on which part of the video you're looking at. And after 5 to 6 hours, I still didn't unlock everything, so I'm just presenting this to you as it is right now, because I have to discover more gems. That's why you should subscribe. So this is a Metroidvania through and through, and it does it really well. You play as a monster. You don't know the story of the monster, but you start by breaking out of this vessel of some type. You were definitely some type of experiment, and it went wrong because there are all these people all over the place, and they're like scientists, and basically you kill them. So I've never liked the bad person so much, and obviously because you're playing as a bad person, you're gonna feel for it. You're kind of taking on this role, and it's almost like the people are the bad people. Like, who are they to be doing this experiment on you? However, there is a part of the game where you play as the people, like you look through a lens or something, and you actually become the people and you play as the people. And that whole part of the game could be like a game by itself. It reminds me of Flashback, if anything, from the golden days. So far though, it seems like you go to an area and you basically get to a spot where you could unleash your spores. And all that does is add to a bigger circular pie of the exit, of which you have to fill up. And when you fill it up, meaning that you went to all these little spots and touch them, the final part will open up and you could exit that area of the game. Everything is well interconnected. The only thing I wish it had though was a map, and who knows, maybe that is that missing ability, but so far it wasn't. It's also like a stealth game, and it's really clever with it as well. You have to work through these tight spaces and kind of figure out like where you need to go. Obviously it's a Metroidvania, but it does this really cleverly. Like, you could have this ability where you have like I can't explain, it's like a double portion of your body, because you are this blob and you could shrink in size or increase in size, and there are certain areas where you can't go until you go as your smaller portion. They do have areas in the game where you could unload this portion of you so that you could go towards a small part of you. And then there are parts where it's like you need that big part of you, and you can't get it. So it's like they did a really good job of interweaving those type of experiences. And this is like a Metroidvania in its clearest form, but in a really unique and cool type of way. All of the abilities are actually really cool as well. None of them are typical, yet they all present itself in this classic Metroidvania fashion. I really like that the game gives you the metrics for each area / level. I don't want to call it a level, it's like an area, because everything is really interconnected. And it'll tell you like if you're missing any hidden spots or anything like that. So I really like that. Let's talk about the feel. It never felt so good to move something around almost in zero gravity. And I say zero gravity because it's not. It just feels like you're floating around a little bit, because your blob is like a muscle. And when you're moving around, it's connecting itself all over the place. So it's really like lifting you up, and you feel it lifting you. But at the same time, you know you have weight. You will drop if you don't keep moving. I really like the stealth experience. You could outsmart people and, like, you know, sneak a tentacle on the back and like grab somebody from the back. It really felt horrific in that way. Not for you though, for them. And it's a really different experience playing as the person terrorizing the opponents. I love the grappling system. You basically move your tentacles with the right joystick, and you press the right trigger to like suck them in or something. It's a really good feeling. I can't believe you could control something like this with just 2 joysticks and the triggers. You could eat people to gain life, and that never felt better. Not the eating people part, but the way you do it. Like, you have to pull them towards you, and you have to give it a second, and you have to eat it. The boss battles were really unique as well, because they weren't these tremendous bosses. They were like just regular people controlling machines, and if you could get to the person who's controlling the machine, then you beat the boss. So that was really unique. You felt powerful, yet not invincible. Did I mention the flamethrowers as yet? Oh boy, you do not like flamethrowers. It's like you're pure flesh. You can't take any flames. And it does a good job of using water to help balance out the flaming aspect of things. Let's talk about the look and sound. I'm kind of getting sick of the pixelated look. There's just so many games out there, but this one actually looks really, really good. Especially the fire effects and other effects dealing with lights and colors and stuff. When you're going underwater, not only does the audio change, but the look of it is just really good. It just feels so good. Different areas have different colors, and you wouldn't really get areas mixed up. They definitely didn't skimp on production. It has high quality music fit for a Hollywood movie, and it really sets the mood. And I would say that it would be ultra scary, except that you are the thing that's scary. So, and I played this with headphones, so I really heard every little detail. While playing, I didn't take note of it, but there were these little touches that really made it shine. You could tell this was a well-polished piece of work. One thing that I really disliked about it is that I needed a map, or at least I wanted a map, and there wasn't a map. Maybe that final ability that I could unlock would be the map, but I don't know. I didn't get to that point as yet. After 6 hours of playing, I would think that if there was a map, I would get the map. Either this is a really long game or I don't know. The thing is, I really just wanted to play this for a few hours just to give you a preview of the game, tell you like what it's all about. But I have to discover other games for the channel, so hey, why don't you subscribe and discover more games? Speaking of which, I really enjoyed this game, and it's actually something I want to continue playing, and I highly recommend it. If you want to buy this game, use the link in the description. It will help out the channel. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.